Hey everybody, this is your girl Miss Jovial. Hope everybody is having a great day like I am. I'm so happy and I'm relieved. I got up when I felt like it. I worked whenever I wanted to, and now I am talking to you. I'm so excited. You know why I get to do that? Because I walked away from a toxic workplace. I surely did. I did it back in in May 2025. I walked away from a paycheck. And I was scared at first because I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? But you know what? That's because my mental and physical was compromised, child. And I wasn't going to stay no place where I was dying for a paycheck. Not happening. I am here to talk to you about your skills that they undervalue at work. Okay? We're talking about your skills. You know those little things that you do? You put things in alphabetical order. You organize the files. You create relationships with people so you can so the decision making can go a lot faster, all those little things. And they're like, oh no, you can delegate that to an associate. You can delegate that to an assistant. Well, you know what? A lot of assistants and associates don't have those kind of skills to do. Okay. Some of these young people don't know how to create relationships. Now, a lot of them do, but some of them don't. And that requires skill for you to develop relationships with people. And that's one thing that I have, honey. I can walk into a supermarket right now and know everybody that work in the store by the time I leave. Hello. That's what I do. My whole point in doing this video, I want you all to understand this. Any skill that you do, others are willing to pay for. Okay? Seriously. Every skill that you have has a title. Everything. Operations specialists. You know what they do? They organize events. Think about your job. You ever did any event logistics? Those logistics are plans for the event. Have you ever done that? You got a title. Have you ever got files together? You got a title. You understand? A lot of people don't know that. And I want you to hone in on that. Because the economy, honey, do not wait on the life to life you. Do not wait on this economy to just get worse and then you out here with no job. Have you all looked at the job market? The job market sucks right now. Let's just call it what it is. You know? Just don't think that if you leave your job today that you just go out and get another job and be done with it. No, it doesn't work like that anymore. There are a lot of people out here that's been waiting for years for a job. My girlfriend right now, she lives in London. 3 years. She was waiting for a job. 3 years. Do you understand that? And she's a go-getter. It's not a joke out here. And then you got people that's sending out hundreds and hundreds of resumes every day to ghost jobs. Those are jobs that don't even exist. What are you doing? Now listen, I want y'all to listen to me, Miss Jovial. You got a choice. If something happened in your job, do you got $10,000 in your emergency fund that you could just live off of until you find another job? Do you feel like you could walk away from this job and then walk into another job like this? Because a lot of times you can't do that. Pay attention to the stories that people tell on social media. And if you ain't on social media, go to LinkedIn. People are telling their stories. It's taken them years to find the next opportunity. Well, I'm here to tell you, you don't have to wait that long. Start a side hustle based on the skills you already have. People will pay for them. You understand? Y'all better stop waiting. You got a job right now. Don't quit it today because you're going to need the funding to take care of this side hustle of yours. That's why you need a side hustle. It's about freedom. It's about having peace. Before I had a side hustle, I would get up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I had a meeting at 4:30. I would be stressed out, haven't slept like maybe 2-3 hours. I had to get up to make sure the reports were good. I was able to answer all of the questions that came my way. And then I would have to, right after the meeting, I would run and take a shower and put on my makeup, do everything I got to do. And then I could run to the next meeting, then the next meeting, that's the next meeting. All of those meetings that I went to could have been rolled up in one in an email. But sometimes people like to hear themselves talk. All of that stuff could have been done in an email, but it wasn't. You understand? My blood pressure through the roof because people didn't like my, new leadership. New leadership didn't like my communication skills. Really? And you know what's so funny about that? Let me tell you what's so funny about that. I was a manager, right? People above me, that same toxic boss didn't like their communication style either. The only communication style that worked was the boss's. Isn't that crazy? How is it that your communication skills work better than all of ours who's been in this space for the last 7 years? Explain that. Make it make sense. You don't even know the space. You know? Thinking about my communication, this person, then in the first year they saw me at an event. They were like, "Oh, you got the best communication skills. Oh my God, I see how people gravitate towards you, blah, 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 blah." Okay, cool. All right. Well, I wish I was more like you. The person had the nerve to tell me that. I wish I was more like you. Whatever. Then the second year, that's when the devil started coming out. You spend too much time talking to people. You don't do this, you don't do that. Not true. Whatever that person says, not true. You the only person that's saying it. I got 3 more other directors that I work for. Ain't nobody saying nothing but you. And you criticize them too, based on their communication skills. What is it that makes you so perfect that you know what you're doing in a space you know nothing about? Makes no sense, right? Okay, that's cool. Um, I think that you should improve on your communication. This is the third year. This is 2024. Now this started 3 years ago. Okay. Now you started off by saying, like, let me reiterate. You start off by saying I had the best communication skills. Second year was maybe you need to tone it down or to delegate it, and then the third is you need help. Really? Okay. Well then help me then. What you want me to do? Everything that I did, it was like the person would talk to you like I'm speaking to you right now. They start moving their heads. I don't know I don't know what's that about because I've never seen anybody do it in a place of employment, right? And then when you try to explain it to them, I don't understand. I don't understand. You know how they cock their head. I don't understand. You understand everything that I'm saying, lady. Come, oh man, right? Never can understand what's being told to them. And then all of a sudden, it's like I got so frustrated that I just stopped talking. I said, I'm not gonna talk to this person anymore because it's too frustrating. But I needed my job, right? I said, I can't keep doing this. So, I was like, this is not working. And I'm so happy. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you how things work out. Right before I walked away, I started saving more money, more money, more money, more money. I don't know where that came from. I have no idea. But like 6 or 7 months before, wait, my light went out. So 6 and 7 months before, my something kept telling me, hold on, y'all. Something kept telling me, see, that's why you gotta have 2 lights. You see that? See, I was ready. Honey, I was ready. I was ready. I was ready. Something kept telling me to save my money. And I was like, save my money. And I started really saving money, not knowing where this was going. And when it got to May, like back in May, that's when my I was just over it. You know what really did it? Is that I had a spreadsheet. I think I told y'all in one of the videos where I had the spreadsheet and the everything, all the content was a size 8 font. Who can read a size 8 font? I can't read no size 8 font. And I kept trying to change it to 12, and the person kept telling me, no, we can't change it. We can't change it. That's controlling. That's controlling. People do not read in the size 8 font. Right? I don't. Okay. Person wouldn't refuse to do it, refuse to allow me to do it. So I would have to give up. Y'all ready for this? I had to get up Saturday morning about 3 o'clock in the morning so I could go in and put in my information. 3 o'clock in the morning, because when I tried it on a Saturday about maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, the person was in the spreadsheet and saying, I told you do not change the font. Would you believe that? This is true story, true story. I said, okay. That's when I knew, you know what, this is stupid. I deserve better than this, you know? When I look back, I couldn't believe everything that I went through with that person. Just you're not good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. Because that's basically what the person was saying. You got performance reviews. You're going to be compared with other people. This person is doing this. And the person had the nerve to tell me, this person is doing this and you're doing this. And this person is doing this and you're doing this. So what I did was I said, okay, let me get myself together and get the hell out of here before something happens. Not for me. I was angry. I was very, very angry. And I got to the point where I couldn't sleep. Now, when you have imposter syndrome, because that's what it is, you have that feeling that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, because you have people, you have the same person every day to tell you, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. And you hear it over and over again, you tend to believe it. And that's what you don't want to do. Well, I am here to tell you about that imposter syndrome. I'm glad you're suffering from it, because you know why? I'm going to tell you why I'm glad you got imposter syndrome, because I want to show you the value of having it. You understand? Those skills, those skills that you think are not good, somebody else is willing to pay for it. You understand? Somebody is willing to pay for it. That's what my whole channel is about. Let's hone in on those skills that gives you imposter syndrome. Let's look at them. And so what I want you to do, like my video, I want you to list down everything, every skill that you know how to do, every skill. And I want you to go back and choose 3 of the top skills that you do naturally. And then I want you to think about, what is it that people always come to me for? Because for me, it was communication, communication, communication. Talk to that person, write this person, talk to that person, write that person, talk to that person, write that person, talk to that person, write that person. For me, write this email. Can you help me with an email? That's what I did. And I knew mine was communication. You understand? So let me tell you what I did. When I walked away from there, it took me 3 months to kind of process what's going on, because I really love my team. I had a really good team to work for, and I love the company that I work for. But sometimes the people would disease the workplace. It's that old toxic behavior that they create, this hostile environment that nobody want to work in no more. But what I did was I went home and I said, you know what? Let me relax. 3 months later, I wrote down everything that I was good at. And like I told y'all, I chose one skill. That one skill was communication. And so I locked myself in this room for 7 days. 7 days I locked myself in here. Not locked myself, but I was focused in my office. And I worked on it day and night for 7 days. I did. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I just created something around it. And then about 8 days later, I got a client. I was like, oh, I got a client. I was surprised too. And then I got a paid project. And then I got another client and another client and another client and another client, and went on and on and on. And I'm able to pay my bills. I can pay my mortgage. I can get up whenever I want to. I feel freedom. There's no control over me of what I do. I don't have anybody. Now I don't wake up to people saying, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. You got a performance review coming up. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And seeing that ugly face on a camera every morning just to belittle everybody on the team. It wasn't just me that the person was coming after. It was everybody. And so many people quit. Y'all, anyway, now I can wake up in the morning. I can take my time. I create. I help others. That's what you're looking for. And you know what? Y'all think I'm crazy. Sometimes you have to be pushed in a new position, in a new path, onto a new path, in order for you to find what you're looking for. And it might surprise you. Sometimes you have to walk into the unknown. And that's kind of what I did, because I didn't know what I was going to do. But I realized that communication was the number one skill that I had, that it was torn to pieces, that I now make money from, that other people will pay me for. You understand? So I want you to, with that imposter syndrome, maybe it's just pushing you into a new direction. But I want you to be open to try other things. I want you to hone in onto that skill. Think about that one skill that people say, you ain't good enough. You ain't smart enough. You can't do that. You ever heard that? You can't do that. You don't do it well. Somebody else can do it better than you. I'm here to tell you, you are just fine. You got this. And don't allow somebody else's story about you to become yours. Don't internalize that stuff. That's a perspective that people see about you. It's just a perspective. That's not factual. Understand that. You create your own story. Be very clear about that, okay? All I'm asking you to do is put some more value on your skills. Your skills matter. They matter. I want you to keep following me, and I'm going to show you how they matter. I'm going to show you what matters, why they matter. You understand? People are willing to pay for your skills. That's why I'm glad you got imposter syndrome, because it's pushing you into a new direction. You may not see the full, like Martin Luther King says, you may not see the full staircase, but something bigger is waiting for you. And I didn't believe it either, but I wake up every morning in peace. I can't even tell y'all how it feels to feel free. It feels good. And you don't have anybody telling you that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough. That's just, is that, like I said, to me, that was just a stamp. It's time to move. And it's the same for you. It's time for you to move. That's all it is. Stay tuned to my channel. We're going to get through this together. You always got support from me. Always. We'll talk soon. All right. Going on back to work. I don't want you to get all emotional, but I want you to think about what I told you today. Okay? In the meantime, have a good weekend and we'll talk. Okay, bye. Oh, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification button at the bottom so that when I have another video, you will be the first to know. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.